Okay, we're just waiting to go live, everyone. It's the Vegan Stephen podcast. I know you're sideways, Instagram. I know. We're getting there. Vegan Stephen podcast, waiting to go live. Any second. We are going fucking live. Whoa! Okay, we are live. Can you fucking believe it? Alright, we got an action-packed show. Fucking action-packed. Faster than ever. Is this microphone working? It is. We're all fucking going. We're all fucking shit hot. What are we talking about today in the Vegan Stephen podcast? We're going to tell you in any second. I'll give you a clue. It may or may not have something to do with mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation? That sounds boring. Yeah, it could be boring. We're going to find out. Okay, here we go. Vegan Stephen podcast is a parody of a podcast. Vegan Stephen is a fictional character. All guests are allegedly fictional characters. Even those based on real people. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. The following program contains coarse language and due to its content should not be viewed by anyone. Oh my god, you're taking your life into your own hands here, people. Vegan Stephen's goals looking for 1 billion, selling confidence, running for president. Are you going to let this madman run for president? He needs to be fucking stopped. He's the living embodiment of the devil. All the things, alright? Here we go. Vegan Stephen podcast, #1 vegan podcast promoting positive mental health. It's not just for vegans. Can you believe it? It's letting everyone in. We are currently live fucking everywhere. We came on fucking iTunes yesterday, I think, and my listeners just went through the fucking roof. It turns out 85% of our listeners are American, as in coming from America. I don't know what nationality they're originally from. I think it's 8%, 10% are, I could be wrong in the maths, just check out that vegan pic. That pic on the vegan Instagram, people. This is multiple camera angles. Instagram's got a different camera angle. YouTube's got a different camera angle and different, all the things. Alright. We've got multi-angles going on here. Multi-lights. It's multi. Bigger, better. And all the things. Alright. Is this thing working? Hopefully it'll work. Alright. So listen, we're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. How you getting on, Eric? When are you coming on the podcast, Eric? That's what I want to know. Eric is a fucking gent. Alright, listen, we're talking about mindfulness and meditation today, but just before doing that, we got a house party tour coming up. What does that mean? I'm going around to exclusive house parties. And I'm doing fucking kind of like a meet and greet kind of thing, putting on a live show, saying hello to the people. Mixing with the fucking people, mixing with real life, you know. Vegan Stephen's a man of the people. Okay, all my music is free. It's available free for live streaming. If you like something I say, you're welcome to steal it. I've stolen everything I've ever done, pretty much. Kind of. If you wanted me to write a song for a nice little protest or something, I'll write you a little song. Hey baby, let's protest. Or whatever you're into, okay? So you can give me the lyrics, I'll write the melody, or else I'll write the melody, you write the lyrics, or else I'll write it all for you. And as well, if I write a little song for someone, you're welcome to just change the lyrics and use that for your protest, okay? This is for fucking everyone. This is open source. This is like Wikipedia, okay? So listen, we're going to go through world news today. We're going to go through vegan news. We're going to go through Irish news. We're going to go through international news, you know, like Russia Today or whatever. You state your news sources and we'll put that into a pool. I'm also promoting fucking got my own guitar line, clothing line coming out, alright? So stay tuned for that. 10% of all profits will be going to a pool of charities decided by the Vegan Stephen listeners, okay? So you get to decide where the charity money is going. So this is all, it's interactive. It's not just like some lad being like, oh, I want to give to this charity because it relates to my life. It relates to everybody's life, okay? It relates to fucking everyone. So listen, we got the world news. Would you guys like to go into meditation first? Maybe we will. Okay, meditation, mindfulness. I'm just going to see what I can get off the top of my head and then we'll look at the facts, alright? So do your own research as always. I'm just I'm just starting you off. Alright? So, mindfulness and meditation. Now, why someone would study mindfulness, okay, is if they are having trouble with their thoughts, taking them out of where they want to be. And what do I mean by that? I mean that sometimes people can just be sitting down, having a nice little cup of coffee, this is nice, and then they think about something absolutely mad, and it scares the shit out of them. For example, I'm going to go on a killing spree, okay? So, you're just sitting down, having a nice cup of tea, you're like, it's a nice day outside. Killing spree. You're like, oh, Jesus. That is one of the most vile things I've ever heard in my fucking life. What is that doing inside my mind? Okay? These thoughts just scare the shit out of you. I'm just using killing spree as an example of something that would shock the average person. I don't know what scares you. Maybe it's like having sex with a bag full of spiders. Alright? I'm sure we've all had a nightmare about having sex with a bag full of spiders. It's a common fear. Alright, so listen, you're sitting down and you're having your bag of potatoes or whatever you're into, and you get this thought, fuck, I'm gonna turn into a serial killer, alright, and it scares the shit out of you. And for weeks on end, you might be like, oh my god, I really don't want to be a serial killer. Oh my god, everyone's gonna know, oh my god, my life's gonna be ruined, oh Jesus, this is awful. I just want to study for my junior cert, I just want to study for my leaving cert, I just wanted to impress the all that down the road, okay? So you can get these mad thoughts, whether it's like doing harm to yourself, doing harm to others, maybe that you're no good, maybe that you're really good, just mad thoughts, it's scary, okay? And this is where mindfulness really helps. Because we can be really thrown off course by these random thoughts, and people can think that these thoughts represent who they are as a person and what they believe in, okay? Now here's a concept that I'd like you to just hold my hand with for one moment, okay? Let's just say, for example, you were sitting down having a cup of coffee and someone said, you're like, oh fuck, serial killer or whatever. We are not our thoughts, we are just, it all depends on what we act on, okay? So, the human mind is very difficult, because I'm going to say to you now, right, polar bear, and all you have to do is not think about polar bears for the rest of the podcast. That's all you have to do, right? Polar bears. You can't think about polar bears for the next 10 minutes. Polar bears. You can't even, don't let it in your mind. And over the next 10 minutes, all that's going to be popping into your head is polar bears, because you're trying to not think about it, okay? It's mad. I know there's no logic to it. It's just the way the mind works. Okie dokie, baby. So, let's say, for example, you had a mad thought that you want to go on a killing spree or something mad. You want to hurt an animal or something that just doesn't agree with you at all, okay? Now, that can scare the crap out of people, but all you've done, alright, is that has just literally popped in your mind. You haven't actually acted on it in any way. Now, the difference where it would be okay to be angry or okay to be scared of it would be if you were taking action on that thought consistently over a long period of time, okay? For example, if I have a thought, I want to do a podcast, no one has to worry about that, because it takes a fuckload of hours and consistency to build up a podcast. For example, I've had to do a podcast every day live, let alone all the back end work I have to do preparing for the podcast and so on, okay? So if you want to do something, you're having an awful thought, it takes so much motivation. And can you imagine if you had to be a serial killer or something? Like fucking, you'd probably get caught in your first go. It would take a ridiculous amount of planning and all these things, right? And it's obviously, you wouldn't even be able to do it, I'd say, because it's so out of fucking character. You'd be there with a fucking knife and just be like, oh yeah, I want to butter my sandwich. You wouldn't even have the connection in your head, because these connections take years to develop, alright? And a lot of, focus and stuff. So, yes, you can be scared of your thoughts. Oh, I want to break up with my boyfriend or whatever. And you can be terrified, but it's just a thought. It means nothing without consistent action. If you wanted to break up with your boyfriend, you'd have to, arrange to meet up with them, have an hour-long conversation, and so on. A thought is just like, bang, it's gone, alright? it takes a lot of things, like, say for example, right? Perfect example of why your thoughts, you don't have to be scared of your thoughts, okay? How many times have you come up with an invention and you've done nothing about it? And it's either someone else comes up with it a year later, or else fucking you never hear it again, okay? And why does that happen? Because you didn't take action. So if you're not going to take action, you don't have to worry about your thoughts, okay? It takes a lot of work over time to bring your thoughts into fruition, alright? So this is what mindfulness is about. You'll get awful thoughts like, you're a fucking prick. And you're just like, oh jeez, what's that thought? So what mindfulness is about is not reacting to your thoughts, okay? So, as I said, you can have these fucking horrific thoughts that you completely morally disagree on every fucking single level. They're just like, they're fucking wrong. By the way, Martin Luther King, my absolute boy, I had a mispronunciation. I said that person may or may not have hit their spouse, and in fact, what I meant to say was they cheated on their spouse, okay? I was going into things about how I don't think people should be judged by new standards to old standards or whatever. It doesn't matter, it's just an opinion. You can't expect me to get all the facts right, okay? Do your own research. I'm just a lad talking in the shed here, okay? So if you believe what I'm talking about, I don't know, God help you. Will you believe something a fictional character told you? So listen, mindfulness and meditation, alright? So, how you can do mindfulness is, because you have all these thoughts, you're like, fucking racing thoughts, fucking, you can't keep up, you're like, oh jeez, that's $1 million idea, that's €1 million idea, all these thoughts, okay? Again, none of them matter unless you act on them over a long period of time, okay? All these thoughts won't come into fruition, like, oh, I hate my son, or whatever. You're obviously not going to do anything because it's just a thought, alright? But certain thoughts freak us the fuck out and scare us, such as, you're shite at blowing your nose, you're shite at walking slightly to the left, and you're like, oh, my confidence, ow, alright? All these fucking ideas going around. So, the solution to all this stuff is a thing called mindfulness, alright? So what mindfulness is you focus on the moment, and how you might do that is let me finish, I'm getting to the punchline. How you do that is you do something like you focus on your fucking foot, and you're like, oh fuck, I can feel everything inside my shoe right now. You should totally try it out, it's mental. You just go like, oh fuck, I can feel it on my toe, oh shit, my feet are really sweaty, that's really gross. And you didn't even notice your feet were sweaty before because you were too busy up in your fucking mind. You might be like, oh fuck, I didn't realise I stepped in a big puddle, my foot's all wet, I had no idea. All because you didn't check in with your fucking body. You were too busy thinking 2 months ahead, 3 months ahead, instead of listening to the conversation that's right in front of you. And you were too busy looking at her dress instead of listening to what she had to say. Yeah. Alright, so, so typically how this mindfulness crack is, there's loads of different ways to do it, whether it's you take in every neurological response you have to eating an apple, or whatever it is. So here's how it basically works anyway. You basically just sit down. As I said, my personal choice to do this is I have the cold shower, I do the workout, and then I do the 5-minute workout. I'm not a machine. I just do something to get my heart going. I could do an hour workout, but I don't think I could, at this level where I'm right now, I couldn't keep that level of consistency up. So I'd rather be consistent doing 10 minutes, 5 minutes every day than doing 1 hour the odd week or something. So how this mindfulness works is you basically just sit down and you breathe. You focus on your breathing. So I personally go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll have this mad shit popping through your head like, you have to go to the dentist tomorrow, and you're like, oh jeez, that scared the shit out of me. So after a while, you learn to just sit and watch your mad thoughts. Like, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, You should wear less black and more green, and you can just fucking see these thoughts going by and be like, geez, that's a mad one. That's a funny one. That's funny. But it's up to you how you feel about it emotionally, okay? So it's up to you if you have a crazy thought like, I'm going to rob a train. It's up to you how you feel about it. You can just be like, geez, that's a wild thought. Or else you can be like, panic and be like, oh no, I really don't want to steal a train. I can't handle the pressure of this. I really don't want to do it. No one's making you do it. It's just one possible direction you could go in. Alright? So it's completely up to you if you choose to be scared of your thoughts, happy about your thoughts, if you choose to just let them go by. And a lot of it can happen from like jumping to conclusions. Like what would it mean if you rob the train or whatever? Your perceived outcome of that. Alright? So hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to have a check-in with the internet and just see what the internet has to say, because I've been wrong once before, only once, and this could be the second time. Okay, here we go. We're looking up here. Listen, do your own research, alright? I just typed in mindfulness to Google, anything could come up. Paid ads, who knows. Here it just says, like, what exactly is mindfulness? And here it says, according to greatergood.berkeley. I heard Berkeley's alright. It could be a lad called Berkeley, like Tom Berkeley, and it's not related to the college, but we'll keep going. Mindfulness also involves acceptance. Meaning that we pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them. Without believing, for instance, that they're a right or wrong way to feel in a given moment. Berkeley, I could have not have put it better myself. Fucking hell, Berkeley. Lovely. Yeah. When I was it can be really an absolute lifesaver as well if you're in like a kind of a panic attack state. It really just brings you back to your body. I used to teach lessons all day, every day, because I was stuck in that time for money equation, which we'll talk about. The philosophy of the time for money equation is when you swap your time directly for money, which is it's not a good business plan, people. Once you start learning about how money works and stuff, you want to be making money while you sleep. Have multiple things of income. Hey, getting on, Kipsy, join us, saying hello to the Instagram. Yeah, so let's have a little look here what the internet has to say about, like, how do you do mindfulness. I've already talked about how I choose to do mindfulness, but let's just see how it goes. Now, there's loads of different ways you can do mindfulness. As I said, you can do it through food, tasting all the different sensations in your mouth, and that helps you ground you back to your body, and then you have more perspective of thoughts and so on. You can do it by, for example, walking or something, and focusing on your feet and all the sensations on the feet. Hopefully you won't walk into some traffic. And what else have we got going on? Mindfulness of sound. Mindfulness of sound is one of my favourites. So how that would work is you focus on sounds that are close to you, such as the computer humming, fan and stuff like that. Maybe the kettle boiling, and then you focus on sounds that are far away, such as like a dog barking, a car alarm going off, road noises and so on. So these are just a few methods of mindfulness, of like helping you ground yourself and not be so terrified of your own mind. Because what I said, like the reason I was able to do this podcast and stuff is because I was able to turn my own mind into my fucking bitch, and I can make my mind do whatever the fuck I want right now. I was terrified of my mind for most of my life, but somehow I have found the answer to life or whatever, and it's very good. It's very good. So yeah, now don't get me wrong, you could never do mindfulness ever and you'll be fine, but it's one of the many techniques you can use to help control your mind. Alright. What are some mindfulness exercises? Okay, shit, I just talked about that, but yeah, fuck it, we'll talk about it. So this is, if you're ever going to see like a counselor, like someone, let's just say you have like a mental breakdown, or that's a bit extreme, but let's just say you have problems taking control of your own mind or something like that, right? Let's say you have trouble, I don't know, jumping into negative thoughts or something like that. The person who you're seeing will often say to you, have you ever tried meditation? Have you ever tried mindfulness? And you might be like, never heard of those before, and they move on with the conversation. So I'm just giving you a little bit of background knowledge, just so you know, just see what the fuck this is all about. I've known people who said this mindfulness is a lot of bollocks. I know people who say like mindfulness is the best thing ever. So in my personal opinion, I think the people who say mindfulness is bollocks haven't really tried it. Like often they'll be too scared to focus on their breathing, because they're just like start getting panicked by focusing on their breathing. They're like, oh fuck, I can't breathe, just because they're thinking about it. You know, it's the power of the human mind is very mad. Okay, so listen, I have a picture of a woman doing yoga here. She's looking well. She has some tattoos, and she has some stuff to say. There she is there. Oh Jesus. Can't say it, but she's empowered, she's happy, she's writing her own website. Fair play to her. Oh Jesus. Technical issues. You gotta love these technical issues. Hey Crispy, how you getting on? Alright, we're back. Okay, here we go. Yawn. Now, okay, this is called 1 Minute Mindfulness. This is an article by psychcentral.com, okay? So if anyone wants to look at it, go for it, alright? I'm just using this as a reference point so I can stay on track with my own knowledge, alright? So here we go. Once again, this is mindfulness, and hopefully I'll touch on the difference between mindfulness and meditation. I think meditation is taking it out of your body, and which is good if you have a hot pepper. If you just ate a hot pepper and you're in a lot of pain. And mindfulness is if you want to be brought back into your body. Okay, here we go. Yawn and stretch for 10 seconds every hour. Yeah. Morgan Freeman, as I said, I consider myself a vessel for greatness. I try to only study the absolute best that have been consistent throughout time, not like a one-hit wonder who like someone comes out and shows their ankles and everyone's like, oh my god, you showed your ankles, that's so controversial, and then they're gone. You never hear them again. I like Morgan Freeman, all the big boys who can be consistent over a long period of time, and what they do. And Morgan Freeman was asked, what vocal warm-ups do you do? Because I myself like to do an hour of vocal warm-ups before a show, just so I have that level of consistency for the next day, I don't blow my voice out on a show, because I'm a fucking racehorse. Alright, now, but back to my point, Morgan Freeman, his favourite vocal warm-up is just yawning, because it relaxes all the throat and just gets rid of the tension. Because how do people do damage to themselves? They're stressed out. Drunk drivers do not get whiplash, okay, because they're so relaxed. Alright, if a baby falls out of a one-story building, they'll generally be okay because they don't tense. They just go wallop or whatever, and the energy is dispersed evenly across the body. Whereas if if an adult was trying it, they'd be like, oh, and they'd all tense, and then they'd break every fucking bone in their body because they're all fucking tense. I think babies can also swim if as soon as they're giving birth, it's like one of those natural instincts, they can doggy paddle. I could be wrong, definitely don't try it out. This is just stuff I heard on the bus, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so here it just says yawn and stretch. I said Morgan Freeman's a big fan of yawning, and he is the voice of the gods, alright? Zeus, listen, don't get jealous. In case you don't know, this episode and every episode of the Vegan Steven podcast is sponsored by the gods. We got Zeus, we got Cleopatra, Oprah Winfrey's, all the gods, alright? Moving on. Yawn, stretch every 10, yeah. Don't fake yawn if you have to. Yeah, but But a lot of life is about staying relaxed. Oh god, a lot of big actors such as oh my god, why can't I think of any famous actors? They say 90% of acting is staying relaxed. Brad Pitt said that. Oh jeez, who else? A big movie star is consistent over time. I can't think of anyone else who said it, but if Brad Pitt isn't enough for you, I can't help you. All right. Brad Pitt, casual legend. Oh, but he cheated on his wife. All right, everyone makes mistakes. I don't know if he did cheat on his wife, but to have that consistency of blockbuster hits. Didn't. Alright, whatever. Moving on. Just replace that with whatever actor you want. 3 hugs, 3 big breath exercises. Alright, to be honest, I haven't really recognised with. I don't really know a lot of these. Okay, so the first one anyway is yawn and stretch every 10 seconds per hour. Okay, that just relieves tension. 3 hugs, 3 big breath exercises. Okay, so that's breathing. Stroke your hands, that's an outside sensation. That's another way of doing it. What else we got? Clench your fist and breathe into your fingers. Yeah, that's really good for relieving tension because you're focusing on a single sensation. And 6 is stop, which is an acronym, I believe is the word, for stand up and breathe. Tune into your body, observe, lift your eyes, take in your surroundings, possibility, ask yourself, is it possible to take one step forward? Alright, number 7, we got mindfulness breathing for 1 minute. That's, for me, that's the low breath. It's the yoga breathe, you use it for singing. It's the natural breath everyone does when they're a baby, and then you get taught out of it and start breathing with your shoulders, which is a short, shallow breath. What you want is a low, consistent breath through your body. Why? Because it doesn't, if you do a short, shallow breath, your brain gets too much oxygen, and then you start going, oh yeah, fucking, yeah, let's do it. And then your body gets, your brain gets tired as I go, oh jeez, I'm fucking wrecked. So if you want to be consistent, you gotta breathe down into your diaphragm. Your belly will be going in and out, just like yoga, just with singing. Breathing to your diaphragm. The most powerful way of using the human voice is letting it, rather than just getting into singing. But generally what people do wrong is they breathe and sing from the throat and up here. But if you want to resonate, the sound just doesn't come out of your mouth, people. The sound comes out of the back of your head, through your ears, through your bum, through underneath your willy, all the things, alright? Sound comes out of everywhere, it resonates everywhere. So you can't just be cutting off the throat, you gotta let it come up, resonate through all your fucking, every little bit inside you. Mindful breathing for 1 minute, okay, I think we talked about that. Loving kindness meditation, alright, so this is possibly a bit of the old self-love. Not that kind of self-love. Alright. The old iPad is shitting itself. It hasn't been working this hard in a long time. I just fixed it yesterday, I think. So, sure, we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, here we go. Loving kindness meditation. This is so. Oh, do you know who fucking does this? One of my absolute heroes. Hey, Dara Turnbull, you're looking fucking well. Have you got any questions or news for us? Alright, here we go. Loving kindness meditation. May I be happy. Alright, so this is kind of just positive thinking and focusing on what you're grateful for, gratitude. It's very hard if you're feeling grateful to be angry. It's one of those things, they don't get along. So if you're like, I'm really fucking grateful for this hat and my man who loves me and my dad, and I'm so grateful for the time I got spent with my grandmother before she passed away and so on. It's very hard to be angry. It's just the way the human body works. So if you stay grateful and loving kindness, it can be hard to be angry. Alright? Aspiration. Decide on an aspiration. What's your heart's aspiration? Pause for 20 seconds. And write down what comes to mind. Alright, perhaps it's love, perhaps it's self-kindness. So it's focusing on your goals, alright? And things like famous books talk about this, such as The Secret. Have you heard of that Secret? The whole, oh jeez, that's a conspiracy movie and all that stuff, you know? So, yeah, this is fucking live, baby. So if you got questions, just bang them in and we'll get on to it. We're talking about mindfulness and meditation, alright? So, should we take a little break and go on to the news? I think we will. We're going to look at Russia Today, because it seems to be one of the least biased news. Dara, our consultant, do you have any news sources you'd like to recommend? We have a lad live on the line here who knows about business sources. Alright, we'll go to Russia Today, alright? We'll take a little break from meditation. We'll have a little look at Russia Today. Everyone's too shy to say hello. That's fine. Okay, here we go. We got a little bit of world news. Just taking a little breather from the old meditation. Now, why am I looking at world news? Because Vegan Steven podcast is one with the current culture, okay? We already have someone booked. They're coming in and they're talking about what it is like to be someone from Brazil who lives in Ireland, okay? Talking about the culture difference, how to, make money, possible racism, possible how their heart is fucking broken, missing everyone they miss at home, all these different levels, okay? So we have some people, just looking at every fucking scenario in life, and I even have someone on. We're about to now listen. I'm almost fully booked up with people wanting to come on, via Skype and talk about, promote their new book on mental health and so on. I got a fucking backlog of people begging to come on, alright? That won't be for another week or two, but I want to fast track anyone who can come here in person, alright? And tell their story about what they're passionate, whether that's, how they made a few bob, how they started to learn French or whatever, what life all means and is about to them, things that are passionate about. Why would I do this? It's because think about when you were a kid and you had one teacher who loved maths and you fucking hate maths, and they fucking inspired you to do maths every second of the day because they fucking loved it. It's that fucking passion. This podcast is not like a fucking boring podcast. This is a podcast displaying raw fucking passion, raw emotion, getting you pumped up for the day. It's not called the Morning Espresso for fucking nothing. It's not called the Sleepy Morning. It's called the Morning Espresso. Alright, so we got a little bit of world news. As I said, the news can be very scary. Why? Because they're selling fear and so on. Because if they didn't sell fear, you wouldn't really be interested. Unfortunately, that's how the world might work. Okay, here we go. Atlantic, this is BBC News one day ago, okay? Here we go. US temperatures plummet to new records. There you are. The Guardian. Heavenly Italian beach to change entry fee to cut overcrowding. Alright, that's The Guardian. Here we go. Human hair behind pigeons. Lost toes. Paris study finds. Now that sounds like a story I want to click into. So, there's some human hair involved with pigeons losing their toes. Fuck. And anything else jumping out at me. Again, we still have protesters pushing in Hong Kong to the brink of collapse, say police. Alright, so there's some shit going down in Hong Kong. As I said, I'm not going to tell you all the details. I'm just saying, if that tickles your eardrums, give it an old Google. Alright? Because I'm just reading the headlines. Let's see. Guardian again. We got British former of White House helmets found dead in Istanbul. So, British founder of white helmets found dead in Istanbul 2 days ago. The Guardian. Alright? So normally I break down news stories into is it an advertisement? Is it selling you fear, or is it selling you an escape from the news? Often they'll have a nice little story that's not really maybe someone cheated, maybe someone was wearing a dress or something. It's this is a little bit of news. It's not fucking blow my head off. Hey man. Right, so we got world. Does anyone have a news source they want me to check out? I got world news. We got Russia Today. We got the Irish news. Okay, we're moving into Russia Today. This is open source, baby, so you just let us know where you like to get your news and we'll have a little looky. Okay? So here we go. International New York Times. 2 days ago. Russia's comeback isn't stopping with Syria. I think we read that the last 2 days in a row, so we'll try to stay current. It's still news though. Alright, here we go. Picture of an old man. NATO will be soiling its pants. Fucking hell. NATO will be soiling its pants. There's some clickbait I can get in behind. NATO will be soiling its pants. Ukrainian tycoon seen as power behind president calls for new Warsaw Pact in Moscow. Alright. So we might wrap this up soon and get back to that mindfulness stuff, because that is the top shit hot topic of the day. Alright. We're still talking about NATO again. I don't know what NATO is. Okay? I'm just being honest. I've spent all my time doing music and following my goals. But this is a way of connecting with the rest of the world, okay? Because you only make it big when you come out of your comfort zone. Alright, here we go. Shooting NATO with its own bullet. What we know about Kalashnikov's new rifle, chambered in Alliance standard, and that has the millimeter of the bullet, which is 7.62 by 51 millimeters. All right, so I think we're moving on, because Russia and China to launch joint venture for considering metros worldwide one day. Okay, we're moving on to Irish news. What are the absolute mad lads of Ireland up to now? Okay, 2 days ago, real IRA members recruited to help with Kevin Looney kidnapping torture. Alright? I don't know who Kevin Looney is, but maybe you guys do. Dublin Jimmy hired criminals to spy on 5 Quinn directors. Alright. Like, you might be like, oh, that's fucking shocking. But if you look through history, like, that is nothing. Like, that's like spying on people's like basic practice 101 when big money is concerned, and having double agents and all this stuff. What's better than a spy? Double agents. Alright, anyway. Man pleads guilty to careless driving causes girl's death. Alright, never good. Disney, this might be an ad. Disney Plus hits 10 million subscribers in one day. Okay. That's a little thing called boy band theory, which I'll get into on later episode. It's kind of like showing how great you are so other people realise how great you are, kind of thing. Alright. Here we go. Adrian Walsh. We're getting into sports. Turkish government planning to deport 2 Irish nationals caught in Syria. And I know this is getting boring because I'm getting bored, so we're going to keep it moving, fly into that vegan news, then fly back to the fucking motivational fucking shit. Alright, click on news. As we know, the vegans represent, like, I don't know, 1% of the population, and everyone's fucking giving out about them. So let's see what the world has to say now. Okay, vegan diet. This is 5 hours ago by Irish Times. Vegan diet. An exclusively plant-based diet is unbalanced. Oh my lord. Alright. Somehow I'm still alive. I don't know how that works. How am I alive and so motivated? I should be dead because I'm a fucking vegan, according to the Irish Times. Alright, here we go. Irish diet, benefits of plant-based diet, now backed by science. Alright. This is the same Irish Times argument? I don't know. They're kind of just going, we're going to put one article saying we're for veganism and one article saying we're against veganism, just so either way we're right. Okay, honestly, I'm just talking off the top of my head here. I don't know anything about the Irish Times, alright? I'm mostly just here to entertain, get you pumped for the rest of the day. We're still talking, okay, here we go. Her. Good old her.ie. 3 hours ago. Now, her.ie is jumping on the bandwagon. We saw it yesterday. The new ad for Galaxy. When someone comes out with a Galaxy bar, they send it to every fucking business. They send like a box of fucking Galaxy bars, and they go, what do you think of this as our new product? And then someone goes, oh my god, I love chocolate, baby. Yeah, anyway. That's my own negative thinking, alright? So don't let my negative thinking and conspiracy thoughts interfere with your own clear pattern, your own agenda, alright? This is all just bullshit. Okay, here we go. CNET, 4 days ago. The top 6 reasons people go vegan explained. I think we touched on that. Metro, 2 hours ago, okay? Simon Cowell credits vegan diet for making him better father to Eric. Who is Eric? Is he talking about Eric Cartman from South Park? Maybe he is. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Business Day, that's some kind of website or something, I don't know what it is. Business Day says vegan diet, how your body changes from one day. That's all I have to say. And finally, 10 Daily, whoever the fuck they are, says, can vegan diet help the Broncos win a premiership? Who are the Broncos? Maybe they're a golf team. I don't know. Okay. So that's the whole vegan news. So listen, we're going to get back on track. Today's date is the 14th of the 11th, 2019. The time is 11:48. This is the Vegan Stephen podcast, the number one vegan podcast. Scott Weiland's window is selling in Velvet Revolver era hats on eBay. Widow. Okay. Sorry, I just got distracted. Have anyone heard of that Slash's band Velvet Revolver? I just saw on the news here. His ex-wife or something is selling his hats. Okay. That's absolutely meaningless. Do you know the way some news just pops up and you're like, oh fuck, clickbait. Alright. So, when you get really good, when you're learning to do mindfulness, alright, you're gonna try and do it for like 30 seconds, 10 seconds, and it can be very scary to be left alone with your own thoughts because you don't know how to control your own mind. It's like walking a wild dog. It's just taking you fucking everywhere, alright? But once you learn how to control your mind, you'll be able to go, right, we're walking down this road, and every so often it'll be like, I want to sniff this tree because I'm a wild dog, I'm your brain. And you'll be like, no, come on, we're walking this way. You can sniff that for a minute, but we got to go to the shops. This vegan milk isn't going to buy itself, alright? Using your mind for your own clear purpose. Okay, how are we getting on? Listen, we've only got 9 minutes left. So listen, I'd highly recommend looking into this meditation stuff. Has been around since the time of the fucking Druids, okay? And how the Druids, it's based to yoga, and what the Druids used to do, they used to go on fucking mountaintops, smoke a load of, I can't remember if they called it weed or hashish or what they fucking called it, but they used to smoke a load of weed, do yoga on the mountaintops, and try to become, closer with God. Now, since then, they've realised that drugs actually limit you from reaching the higher plane of existence and so on. So right now it's not, if you want to do drugs, it'll get you so far, but if you want to go to be expert level, you're going to have to do it ideally, if you want to do it on a consistent level, you're going to have to do it without drugs. So sorry. Yeah, drugs are one thing, but sometimes the dosage of whatever drug you're into, if it's not consistent, can really fuck you up. That's the difference between how we getting on, official joint. Alright, so that's just one of the things. Like, yourself, drugs are a bit of crack, pints are a bit of crack, but they mess up with your consistency, okay? So sure, you will absolutely kill it for all night, you'll be on top of the world, but how are you going to be the next 2 days? Alright, Vegan Stephen, the king of consistency. Yesterday we did a podcast on the best business books you could possibly read. We had in one of the most legendary people in Ireland, alright? We brought in Dr. Business. And who is Dr. Business? He's a fucking self-made entrepreneur. He's got at least 4 businesses he started himself from the ground up under his belt. He came in and shared fucking knowledge with us. He came in and, again, like, what the fuck does Dr. Business know? He thinks he knows a lot, but he reads all these books, and I'm not being all like Ty Lopez, like, knowledge, let me take you to my garage. I think he's. I read all his material. I thought there was some good bits in there, but marketing, marketing kind of gets in the way. So listen, this businessman came in. He did the leading sir has a degree in business. Started his own companies. Anyway, he came in and I was like, listen, is there classic books right now that people can just YouTube and get for free? Just listen to them on their way to work, audiobook form, because people don't want to spend money, they don't have fucking time. And he was like, listen, you can listen to it. He listed off 7 books that every fucking self-made man must have referenced or read, and he even came in with 2 of the books. And he read a little bit of a chapter, and he said he's going to read up on them and come back next week with some of this fucking top money knowledge. Because you know what? It's all very well me coming in here and saying you got to do this, you got to do that. But I want to show you how to support yourself, how to monetize and make money off your passion. Whether that's teaching yoga, whether that's fucking selling earrings online, whatever you're into, because a lot of it is just how you market yourself and how you present yourself, and the passion. A passionate seller is very, very important. Are you gonna buy an earring for someone who doesn't know how to handle a fucking conversation, who doesn't wear fucking clean clothes? You know what I mean? So a lot of it is like, these earrings are the best fucking earrings, man. And the only way you're gonna have the best earrings is by making the best earrings. How could you do that right now? Just brainstorming. You make recycled earrings. You have them fucking, I don't know, made by people in old folks' homes to keep their fingers going, and they sign off and everything. I'm just waffling. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming here. But you got to do something that creates value for other people. It's all very well putting up videos of yourself doing yoga, but what value is that giving to other people? If you're just doing it for yourself, that's great. But if you want to make money off it, you're going to have to add value to other people's lives, which is what I'm doing now. I'm adding value to people's lives, alright? I'm giving them tools for success. Help bring them out of poverty, help pay the mortgage, help get them an extra pint in the pub on the weekend or whatever the fuck you're into. And I talk to people how to get out of living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? Because we all end up spending. The more money we make, the more money we spend. That's just this fucking mentality. And then we try to, we're going to pay €5 a week for this fucking phone that just came out, instead of paying €10 for a once-off payment or whatever. Almost everyone knows what they have to do, but I'm reminding you specifically of maybe the order which would be good to go in. Some mad shit I say is like, good looks are for the rich and the young, and so on. And you're like, whoa, what the fuck's that mean? That's so controversial or whatever. But if you dig a little bit deeper and watch another episode to touch on the vegan Stephen philosophy, yeah. So some people were asking, I was talking to some lovely people yesterday, and I was saying, you should totally pop on the podcast, to share your passion with people, whatever their passion is, And they were saying, oh, I'm not sure what your agenda is. I'm not sure if my agenda would meet with your agenda. And I was just like, fuck, what agenda? I'm just some guy in a shed trying to get people pumped and motivated for the fucking day to go out there and fucking kill it. You know what I mean? How you getting on? Vegan. Sorry, saying hello to all the peeps joining on Instagram. We appreciate their support. This vegan podcast is out every day, sometimes twice a day. Alright? We're talking about meditation, we're talking about fucking spirituality, we're talking about all the fucking things. This is every day to get you fucking pumped up. It's called the Morning Espresso. I have here some now cold cups of coffee. Alright? So even if you're not feeling it, you just want to lie in bed, you can pop on the Vegan Stephen Espresso and it's just going to be like, come on bro, you can fucking do it right. Because the hardest thing in the world is fucking getting out of bed or whatever the fuck it is, or you reach that slump, that 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock slump, and you're just like, oh, I don't feel great. And the Vegan Stephen podcast, man, it's current every day. It's in with the fucking times, and it's completely, I'll answer your questions, and if people want to come on the podcast, that's cool. And also the Vegan Stephen listeners get to choose which charities the Vegan Stephen money goes to, or whatever. 10% of all my profits go to charity. You guys get to choose what charities it goes to. Alright, top 30 charities. Alright, so here we go. We're just bumping back 2. We're just going to look up the difference between mindfulness and meditation, okay? Just because it's very confusing. Mindfulness and meditation. This is just off medium.com, okay? Mindfulness and meditation are mirror-like reflections of each other. Mindfulness supports and enriches meditation, while meditation nurtures and expands mindfulness. Mindfulness is awareness of something, while meditation is awareness of no thing. Courtesy of Unsplash. There are many forms of meditation. Okay? So I think they're referencing even another book. And we'll just look up here. What is the point of mindfulness? Alright? As I said, I'd recommend this. If you go see a therapist or something, they'll often recommend you do an acting class and you do mindfulness. Acting class to help you bring you out of your fucking body. Give like, oh, hey, getting on? And all the rest of it, alright? Here we go. What is the purpose of mindfulness? The purpose of mindfulness is to live in the present moment rather than having thoughts scattered all over. When we are able to realize and accept each moment for what it is, we are able to appreciate the little things we take for granted on moment-to-moment basis, okay? Am I an absolute god at meditation mindfulness? No, I'm just practicing. I'm doing my 5-10 minutes a day. Some days I don't even get there. But we're all just doing our little bit. Let's just look up for a little bit here. Is mindfulness good for anxiety? Anxiety is just when you're kind of worried about, a job interview or whatever. And then there's other levels of anxiety where you're like worried about fucking everything. Okay. In such cases, mindfulness can be an important tool for helping us to focus on the present moment. Research has shown that mindfulness helps us to reduce anxiety and depression. Mindfulness works through a number of ways. It encourages us to open up and accept our emotions. Okay? So, listen, I'm a vessel for greatness. What do I know? Fuck all. But we're quoting some of the best here, okay? And I will be having on, like an expert who doesn't just do it part-time like myself, an expert who is out there fucking killing it at mindfulness. There's a guy on YouTube who I believe he teaches yoga or mindfulness or something, and he's so like zen about it. There was a video of someone breaking into his house and robbing his house. And he was just there meditating, and then the robber was like, oh fuck, there was someone here, and then just left. And the whole thing's on their YouTube live stream. Is it the best publicity stunt I've ever heard in my life? Possibly. Alright, so listen, try to make some time for yourself today. You absolutely deserve that cup of coffee and a biscuit, alright? Because life's fucking rough, it's hard going, and this is all an act or whatever, alright? So I'm not this fucking pumped all the time. You don't have to be pumped all the time. We can all be pumped and enthusiastic for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours a day. We all got that fucking prime energy. You gotta be careful with your prime energy. My best energy is bang, first thing in the morning, boom. And then as it goes on, midnight, I'm fucking wrecked and ready for bed. And I can't fucking process any new information. You gotta find out what works for you, get all the knowledge. And love life, love life. And just before I go, let's go play a little bit of something. I think there is no ethical revolution. We have the power to make decisions. Following the law will only keep you out of prison. For years nobody's listened. Well, ignorance is not innocence. And you say you were just doing your job. Who's for sale and who can't be bought? You say you were just doing your job. Who's for sale and who can't be bought? Alright, listen, I didn't get any of the chords right there, but that's all we have time for today. It's fucking every day, and this is over and out. You gotta be nice to yourself. Compliment compliment someone, tell them you like what they're doing, and that is all we have time for. Vegan Stephen podcast is every day. It is live, and we are over and out.